Do you know what? I feel really nervous when it's just me talking into the camera and I've not got a guest with me to ask questions and write down notes. And then I'm thinking, oh, I wish I didn't have to wear my glasses. But if I don't, whoops, touch the microphone. If I don't wear my glasses, I can't read what I'm writing. And rather than, this is my third attempt of doing this video, so I'm just going to read down from my notes because the title of this video is Why You Have No Motivation After Awakening. And it was on the video, and the video is Car Young, and the channel is Factual Wisdom. That's why I saw the video. And when you have like an awakening, you go through a period of like going into the desert or into the forest or being in limbo, not quite sure which direction to go. So even though my awakening, so to speak, happened years and years ago, after the conversations with Thomas and with everyone else I had conversations with, especially Ola and Tony Sayers, is I kind of like thought, well, everything I believed in, everything I was practicing, doesn't feel real now. And who am I? Where am I going? And what is happening in my life? And then plus personal reasons, hence I'm in the art room. I've been lost, for a better word. And this video came up and it just stopped me in the tracks and explained what I'm feeling is completely and utterly normal. And this is quite really kind of like magical. And it says, and the notes I wrote down, which I want to share with you now, is I'm now becoming who I truly am. In the shadow is the gold, and we need to allow our shadow self to step forward to become whole again. And I liken the shadow side to us as that little child who was always told to be quiet and never speak up, don't ask questions, behave, be really sweet, and don't be naughty. And that part of us is what we show to the world, the bits, the world that wants to see us or what we want to show the world. So we don't want to be the naughty child who questions everything. We don't want to be what's the word? Not thought of nicely. We want to come across as really kind of like pleasing, for a better word. And in the back of my head, I know there's a lot of people who don't fall for that and they are authentic and real. And so there's a part of me, I guess, a part of all of us that wants to be seen and heard for who we truly are and our authentic self. But anyway, back to my notes. So in the shadow self is the gold. And when we look inwards and we realize we do have a voice, we do get angry, we do feel passionate about things, God, those bits of us has to step forward and be implemented into us. And then we become whole again. Also, this person spoke about forgetting the 5-year plan. One moment. Sorry about that. It was Draco's feet against the wall, went boom, boom. It says about forgetting the 5-year plan in the vision board and sitting in the silence and sitting to the unknown. And in that silence and it sitting in the unknown, the alchemy occurs. And I thought, oh, rather than trying to figure out everything, trying to feel like I need to move forward and need to do things, and this may apply to you, hence I'm doing this recording, the alchemy occurs. So some tips, what he suggested. He says, what's calling you? Where in life is nudging you and what feels honest? What feels honest? How can I be creative? Not to impress, but express. Stop questioning, stop chasing, and use this period because this is a period of the hermit. After the awakening, the ego dissolves, the noise fades, and what remains is pure presence. Old goals may feel meaningless, a change in values, and it's the start of becoming who you truly are and not what the world expects of you. And choosing peace over performance and no longer having to prove yourself. And only serve, create, heal, or build because your whole being says yes, and not because you should. Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. What's calling me? Where is life nudging me? And what feels honest? So the following day, I asked the question, what is the nudge from the universe or this realm, or should I ask, what is nudging me from my ancestors who love me and this realm? And then 3 cards turned up. New career, healing, healed and healer, and you've got the power. So I was thinking beforehand, should I return to do the cards? Especially after going to Ragdale and doing the meditation back in the retreat. It was like when my career really, no, not my career really started, but doing the meditations in the retreat is where I found my voice and my passion and my love. And when I returned to Ragdale and I did the retreat, the meditation in the retreat room, it just, something occurred, something magical. So I'm just going to sit now in that silence, even though I've done the 3 cards. I'm not going to push for the answers, I'm not going to push for the motivation, I'm not going to push for anything. But I like that. I like that because so often they say it's about following your bliss and your joy. Wow, my bliss and joy is drinking hot chocolate. And I don't know if you can make a career out of drinking hot chocolate. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. But I just know if you're lacking that motivation, if you're in that limbo and you're thinking, what should I do? Just stop thinking, sit in that silence, and just be aware of those nudges and that pokes from the outside world that's calling you. And I think, when the ego kind of like takes a little step back, because we can't get rid of the ego is really very important. But when the ego takes a step back, the wholeness of who we are, the soul, the spirit within, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but I think of it as a wholeness, can then step forward and then can step fully into our paths. And those changes that we go through where we question everything and then we throw away the things that no longer serve us is all part and parcel of this journey. And that's the magic of this realm that we live in, and that's the magic of who we are. So I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings about this. Does this resonate with you? Have you been lacking motivation? And thank you for listening and all that jazz of liking and subscribing and sharing this post. But it's some exciting things coming up in the next few weeks. Catching up again with Sarah, and I need to get in touch with 2 other people about astrology and also health and well-being. So watch your space. Until next time, lots of love from my art room that's never going to be tidy. Take care, lots of love.